welcome back. This is our all over body rest and recovery. So I'm going to sit back into my heels. Let's just get into it. Our knees are a little bit wider than hip distance. Just go to a position that's comfortable for you. I want you to extend that left hand all the way out. Extend the right hand all the way out. Reach a little bit further forward. Creep those hands forward. And then descend that forehead down into the mat. Now let's just use this as a mindfulness breath movement. And what I mean by that is letting go of everything that has come before now, letting go of everything what's supposed to come after. Breathe into the upper back, breathe into the hips. And just focus on the breath, bring mindfulness to where you are right now. Taking time in this moment to honor yourself, honor your time, your energy, your body. Because you are taking steps to better yourself, better your health, better your lifestyle, your energy, your focus, your memory, your body. And even though this isn't highly intensive, it is so important to bring into your lifestyle. Because let's face it, we have so much stress already that it's just nice to ground yourself in these moments. And just appreciate everything that your body can do. Last 2 breaths. Deepening the exhale. Lengthening the exhale. And then just look up towards those hands and then walk those hands all the way back. Oh, I don't know about you, but that definitely felt good. So it was a good starter. So I'm gonna get you to open up your legs nice and wide. So I'm using a wall behind me. This is a really good one if you've got tight adductors, hamstrings, calves. If this is a bit too much, feel free to bend those knees and just give yourself some leeway. Remember, it's you against you. So give yourself a break. You're not in comparison or in any competition with anybody else. Find out what works for you and then just hold this position. Now, when we are in a legs wide position, the reason I'm getting you to do it against the wall is so you can elevate your spine and there is no rounding of the back. Yeah, a lot of times when we stretch our hamstring, our lower back takes the brunt of it and it doesn't actually support us. So in this position, I want you to just hold this movement and see if you can creep those hands a little bit wider. Now, if you want to stay in this position, stay in this position. But for those of you who want to walk those hands forward and you're getting a little bit more of a stretch around the backs of the knees, the calves, the hamstrings, elevate that chest. We're not rounding our back. We're making sure our back is nice and straight. But you might want to creep forward. Now, if you can fold all the way forward, that's up to you. I'm going to stay here because this is the extent that I can feel the benefit. So, like I said, you do you, whatever you want in this moment. We're going to hold here for 3 more breaths. Feel free to close your eyes if you want to stay in the present moment. Don't forget to push the glutes into the floor. If you're upright like me, elevate that chest. Last breath here. Beautiful. Now walking those hands back, I'm going to gather my right foot and bring it all the way in towards my groin. Now we're going to go for a side stretch here, but again, it totally depends upon where you are. So you can either take your hand on the shin, raise that right arm up, and then we're going to pivot it over to the left side. Now, if this is enough for you, what you're doing is trying to lengthen in your left side as well as your right. If you're feeling a little bit more mobile, you might want to stretch and reach for the toes. If you want to completely bend over and stretch that right side, that's completely up to you. But I would like to stay in this position so I can feel my left leg stretch. I can feel my right side body stretch. We're going to hold here for 3 breaths. So deep inhale, lengthen that waist. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Roll yourself down and then swap sides. So extending that right, bending the left into that position. Lengthening the left arm, rolling down. So you're either on the shin or you can creep forward and grab a hold of the toes. Deep breath in here, lengthen as you exhale. Keep breathing here. Good, 1 more breath in. Extend the arm all the way up to the sky, dropping it down. Well, let's go back into our child's pose position, but we're not going to go straight into child's pose. Let's go into a stretch, back opener, chest opener, should I say, by taking our hands on our back. Drawing those elbows together, lifting and extending that chest. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, chin down to chest. Good. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the chin. Draw those elbows together. And then chin to chest. 1 more time here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, chin to chest. Now this time we're going to go into child's pose. So depending upon where you want your knees, my arms are going to now reach back towards my toes. So all of the stretching that we did for the adductors and the groin, just giving the back a little bit of a stretch because we've kept it upright. And we just want to increase our mobility around the upper back. Loosen any tension around the lower back. 2 more breaths here. So remember, if your attention wavers, just come back to that breath. Beautiful. Slowly coming up to a seated position. We're now going to go into all fours, but before we do anything else, just check your knees are aligned with your hips and the wrists are in line with your shoulders. I'm just going to shift forward with my whole body over my fingertips, and then I'm going to shift back into neutral. Now the whole point of this one is we're really digging into the wrist stretches, any discomfort that you may feel. This actually really helps with push-ups. So getting into the position where we don't tend to use, right? We're still in that neutral spinal alignment, but we really want to stretch out and flex the wrists. Beautiful. So keeping the fingertips where they are, I want you to now take them to the left side and the right side. So So instead of forward, they're now left and right. So all I'm going to do is switch from left with my body, switch to right. Now, this shouldn't be too strenuous, just very, very gentle hip shifts from left to right. Putting a little bit more emphasis on the right knee and the left knee. And as we're doing this, we're getting a little bit of stretch around the wrists. Beautiful. Now just picking up the wrist now and taking the fingertips back towards the knee. So now the fingertips are pointing towards the knees. I'm going to curl my back toes, and then all I want to do is keep the palms of my hands down as my hips move back towards my ankles. Take a deep breath in here, and then exhale, shift the hips back. So remember, we're not trying to lift the fleshy part of our palms. The range of movement is completely up to you and where you are on any given day. So give yourself a break. If you want to go gentle, if you want to lower the range of movement, you can. But remember, the more and more you practice this, the better and better you're going to get, okay? Beautiful. Now, last one, we're going to flip the palm. So the palm is facing upwards, but the fingertips are pointing towards the knee. And I'm just going to neutralize my left hand. So my left fingertips are facing forward now. And my palm is down, facing down. So I'm just going to hold this position. I don't want to move here because this is enough stretch for me for this forearm. And if you wanted extra stretch, you just sit back into those heels. But again, if you've noticed, I haven't really moved much because this is enough for me. So just figure out what works for you. If you want to sit back into those heels a little bit, do so. Now I'm just going to swap sides because that definitely felt something. My left hand is going to reach down towards my knee. And again, I'm going to sit back very gently because I don't want to lift the back of the wrist off the mat. So if the wrist is lifting, well, there's no point in doing this. So very gently sitting back where you feel comfortable. Slight discomfort, but no pain, remember. And then just releasing when you're ready. Beautiful. Okay, staying in all fours, knees aligned with hips, wrists in line with shoulders. We're going to do some normal cat-cows. So stretch up, tailbone up towards the sky, chin up towards the front, and then around that back. Push the fingertips into the floor as the upper body rounds, the chin tucks into the chest. Inhale and lift. Let's just do 4 of these. Every time you breathe, you move. As you exhale through the nose, chin to chest, belly button in, shoulders away from ears. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Last one now. Inhale, lift. Let's just hold here. Hold, hold, hold. Keep this position. Pushing the ground away. Opening up the chest. And then round up here. Hold this position. Chin towards the chest, shoulders away from ears. Breathe here. Take a deep breath in this time. This time I want you to bring that right foot alongside your right wrist, okay? So we're going to go into a low lunge variation. And I just want you to hold this position. So we're going to move in and out of a low lunge. We're going to shift our hips back, go into a hamstring stretch here. You can flex the toes. And then move the fingertips forward and go into that low lunge position. Let's just keep doing that. Let's just do that 3 more times as we flex the foot, lengthen the hamstring, walk it forward, knee towards toes. Last one like this. Extend, flex the foot, and then come into that low lunge. This time, keep your heel where it is, but take the toes outwards. So it's pointing towards the edge of the mat. Take a deep breath in here. And this time, as you sit back with the hips, take those toes outwards. So you're probably going to feel a little bit of a pull around the outside of the hamstring, maybe potentially a stretch around the outside of the calf. Come all the way back in. You're going to get a deeper stretch around that groin. Yeah? Open up here. Toes are pointing outwards. Come all the way back in and stretch. Drop the hips down. Let's do one more like that. Open up here. And then come into a deep stretch. Now, for those who want a little bit more of a stretch on the left side, curl that back toe in and hold here. Now you can easily drop that left knee. And for those of you who are coming with me, draw that right foot back into alignment. So the right foot is pointing straight forward. Bring that back leg in a little bit more, and we're going to try and draw that heel down as we come into a triangle position. Just be careful. You want your hips to be square. So I'm going to drop down into this position. Now, if you've got yoga blocks to prop you up, this is going to be quite helpful. Sorry, I should have mentioned that at the beginning, but you can grab them now if you have them. We're going to extend our hips back, draw our back heel towards the floor. Our head is going to draw down towards the knee. One more like this. Inhale, and then exhale. Beautiful. Drop that back knee down, and let's just swap sides. So bringing that left foot over to the left hand this time, and remember we're going to shift it backwards, lengthening up. I'm probably going to need to lengthen my back knee a little bit more, so I can definitely feel a little bit more into the hip flexor on my right side, a little bit more into the left hamstring as I point and flex the feet up to the ceiling. Come all the way forward. Now you can take your hands either side of the foot or inside of the foot. I prefer almost switching it, so when I'm doing the hamstring stretch, it's either side, and then when I'm doing the lunge, it's almost like I'm getting an extra hip opener in this one. Just be careful, the right hip is pointing down. One more like this before we switch it up. Come down, and now we're taking the toes towards the outside of the mat, yeah? As we shift back into our hips, open up the left foot over to the left side. Again, you're going to feel this on the outside of your hamstring, your glute, possibly your calf. Let's do 2 more like this. Beautiful. Come down. 1 more. So shift back, open up, and then come all the way down. And again, coming back into central alignment, curling that back toe, hold the position. If you feel like staying here, remember the feet are on railroad tracks, not directly behind each other. If you want to go straight into a triangle stretch, you can drop that back heel, drop that upper body. But remember, you can come into that lunge position and then shift back. This side is probably a little bit tighter than my right, which I can easily move in and out of position. I feel like I need to fidget more on this side. And if you're feeling the same, please do so. Like you do you. Beautiful. Dropping that back knee down, dropping those feet down. As the last one, knees a little bit wider apart. you can either go into an extended cat child's pose, or you can draw those feet, fingertips towards the feet. Just breathe here for 3 breaths, just to kind of draw everything in. Settle your body back into that neutral position. Lengthen and deepen your exhale. One more breath. And when you're ready, slowly curl up. And thank you so much for joining me on this session. I really hope that you enjoyed that. I call it a rest and recovery, but we did do a lot of stretching and mobility around our lower body. So I hope you enjoyed it. Comment below if you did, and I'll see you on the next one soon. Have a great one.